Now, here is the question. Someone is asking how he can save 80,000 shillings within 3 years so that he can buy lands and a vehicle, personal car, in the next 3 years. He's currently earning 80,000. The best way to save this money or to spend wisely for him to buy the two things. Now, with 80,000, I'm sure this amount, especially in Nairobi, is not a lot. So what you do, you have to avoid mobile loans. You have to avoid women, alcohol, and betting. Those four things. And also, you have to live within your means. That means that your rent should not exceed 15,000. Look for a house, and if possible, the rent should be around 10,000. So if your rent is, let's say, 15,000, other expenses, that is food, clothing, shopping, transport, should be around 30,000. So it means at the end of the month, your total expenses will be around 45,000. 45,000. So if it's 45,000, you remain with that 5,000. Let's assume the expenses will be 50,000. So remain with 30,000. 30,000 is good amount. And within even 2 years, you are able to buy a house and also land. So what I can advise you is to look for a circle, a good one, which will not go down with your money, and start saving this money in a circle. There are circles which provide loans cheaply. There are circles which buy land and subdivide, then the members are able to benefit from those plots. So circles owned by something like Safaricom, something like KPLC, and these other successful parastatals are good circles. So join one. Just go through the circle, the investment types they offer, their loans, maximum limits, and whatever. So if you save 30,000 every month, it means by the end of the year, you'll have 360,000 shillings. 360,000 shillings, you'll earn interest. Most circles, interest is 13% to 18%. So that means your amount, your savings, the total will be around 400,000. So if you save for 3 years, the total savings will be around 3 million. 3 million clean shillings. Not 3 million, but 1.2 million shillings in 3 years. Then from this 1.2 million, what you should be aware of is that almost all the circles offer loans, and the loan amount is 3 times or 4 times your savings. So if you get two guarantors and you are able to provide evidence that you have been saving there, and in fact 3 years is enough, your 1.2 million will give you a loan of what? 3.6 million. So even if you buy a vehicle of 600,000, buy a plot of 1.5 million, you will build a house of 1.5 million and settle there. And once you're settled, you will be able to repay the loan comfortably because you have removed the burden of paying rent. So that burden of 15,000 shillings, that is the amount you'll be paying the loan. So find that on top of 30,000 you have been saving, you'll have 15,000 extra, or let's say 10,000. That is 40,000. So within 3 years, you have land, you have a car, and you have a home, assuming that nothing happens within this period. So simply, that's how you go about with your 80,000. The first thing you'll do, which will help you, is to reduce unnecessary expenses. You have to deny yourself several things for you to save that amount. And if you are living in Nairobi, go to places like Pipeline, places like Utawala, places like Umoja. Avoid places like Nairobi West. No, avoid places like South C, South B. Those are expensive. You'll pay 30,000 per month. Go to places where you can put your ego aside, and your target should be one, to save at least 1.2 million shillings in 3 years and be able to own a car, build a house, and also buy a plot. So forget about the loan because SACCOs offer low interest rate. So that's actually how you can maneuver and be able to be financially stable after very few years. And once you have settled the issue of rent, you are good to go. So you can give your own opinion and tell others what they can do for them to be able to own those three things in 3 years.